Over 100 years ago, a detergent company came out with a splashy new product with a splashy new name. 50 years later, a major corporation created a wonderful new sales process. The name of that process sounded so much like the name of the detergent that the corporation had to remove it from their training materials. Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk. I'll tell you what the sales process was and how this story ends.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
I'm sure I spend too much time singing the praises of Xerox, but decades ago, there just was no other company that could touch the quality of the sales training they offered. Xerox seemed to have a process for everything: how to open a call, how to close a call, how to create trust, how to create urgency, how to handle objections, and of course, how to make a recommendation. Ironically, it was the last process on that list, making a recommendation, that Xerox lost, and all because of a splashy new product released from a detergent company. As a sales trainer for Xerox, I mourned the loss of that product recommendation process because it was simple and it was brilliant. As a reminder, when making a recommendation to a client, we need to do three things. One, we need to tell our client what the feature we are recommending is actually called. For instance, when buying a car, you might be looking for a way to provide better protection in bad weather. The feature a salesperson will recommend is called anti-lock brakes. Number two, we need to tell our client what the advantage is to what we're recommending. An advantage is what I refer to as a nice to have element to the feature you're recommending. An advantage to anti-lock brakes might be the reduction in insurance premiums. These advantages do not directly address the customer's needs, but you might feel remiss in not mentioning them. Three, we need to tell our client what the benefit is to what we're recommending. Now, the benefit links the solution directly to the customer's needs. The benefit to anti-lock brakes is better protection in bad weather. Benefits are crucial and way too often forgotten. Benefits are what your customer is basing his or her decision on, not the feature or advantage. So, Xerox used to refer to this process by its natural acronym, a FAB statement or a FAB statement. This is where the detergent company comes in. With the release of the new product called FAB, they asked that Xerox find another name for their process. Sadly, Xerox dropped the process and acronym that went with it, and we simply referred to our approach for making recommendations as making benefit statements. But I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go because the most valuable part of the process, the differentiation between advantages and benefits, was lost. So the moment I left Xerox, I created my own process called a FABEC Statement. It stands for feature, advantage, benefit, explanation, and confirm. Allow me to explain. The features, advantages, and benefits remains intact, but I was careful not to just leave it here. We need to provide an explanation to our customer. This addresses the next logical question: how does it work? It's my hope that you'll be able to give the customer a feature, advantage, benefit, hopefully in less than 30 seconds. The length of the explanation will depend on your client's experience with whatever it is you're recommending. Now, watch your customer's body language and keep a lookout not to overdo it here. And finally, we need to confirm that our customer understands what we're recommending. After each feature, advantage, benefit, and explanation, you're faced with a wonderful opportunity to make sure your customer is comfortable with your solution. All you really need to do is ask. And that's where the confirm comes in. It's a simple step and fast step that can be completed with questions like, how does that sound to you? Or do you think this will address that particular need? Remember, it's not a straitjacket, it's just a process. For instance, not everything has added advantages to it. If If you listen carefully to your customers after your explanation, it's not unusual to hear them say things like, I like that, or that looks good. Clearly, you don't have to follow this up with another confirmation of your own. I have no hard feelings towards the detergent that made Xerox drop the name of that process. They've been around longer than Xerox or Rob Jollis. In a sense, they gave me a push to make a good process even better. What's more, the FABEC statement will allow you to better communicate with your customers and make a stronger case for your solution. That's a good old-fashioned win-win.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.